This episode of the Hack College Podcast is sponsored by Radar.net and HP.
This is Hack College. It's what you eat in the morning before your Friday class to cure that hangover.
Today we'll show you how to turn that junky PC into an Apple TV.
And we've got another special guest. This time it's not your dad, I promise.
And we're still giving away an HP laptop.
Welcome to Hack College. This is our second little episode on our Revision 3 beta run. I'm Chris Lazinski.
And I'm Kelly Sutton.
And we're going to start off with a little game of opposable thumbs. So this is opposable thumbs. We give 90 seconds to 3 different news stories. We give them a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs to the side, one of those 3, and then we discuss it. First story, okay? University of Tennessee student gets searched by the FBI. We picked this up on Wired, and it was the kid who hacked into Sarah Palin's email account, okay? His name is Dave Kernel or something, and actually his dad is Democratic House of Representative for Tennessee.
And if you guys didn't catch the story, like, this guy hacked into Sarah Palin's personal Yahoo Mail account that she was using to do, like, government business with, and then published all of her emails to a notorious site called 4chan. What are you going to give this one?
I am saying thumbs up.
I'm thumbs to the side.
Because the kid handled this awesomely. He was actually having a party while the FBI barged into his house.
Well, the party the FBI showed up like at midnight on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
so
what did they expect? I guess
Yeah.
there's like 30 people over at his place, and the FBI actually asked everyone to just leave for a second while they took a few pictures of the apartment and then let everyone back in. They haven't pressed any charges yet or anything, so it's just like, oh, we're just investigating.
But the
Not
FBI,
that we think it's him or anything.
the FBI can do that,
Yeah.
because they have that kind of crazy power.
And they scouted like the adjacent apartment the day before.
They also
And-
subpoenaed his friends too. Which is
Yeah,
kinda messed
so
up.
of course, like they're all gonna be. I think it's also funny. Maybe it was a strategy on the FBI's part to like go in there during a party. So then afterwards, when the
everyone's
FBI left, everyone's like, "So did you do it, man?" And he's like, "No, no, I don't know what's going on," And then puts him in all these awkward situations and stuff. And he
or everyone's blacked out, so they completely forgot that the FBI.
yeah, perfect timing.
All right. Story number 2: admissions officers are starting to look at Facebook profiles. We originally got this story from the Chronicle of Higher Education. 1 in 10 admissions officers claim to have looked at other prospective students' Facebook profiles, and 38% of the time they said it had a negative influence on the student they were looking at.
Up for that.
Yes, I will also give that a thumbs up.
Because everyone should be managing their online identity. Come on now, this is what we've been saying forever. So, like you just have to manage your privacy settings on your Facebook profile. It's not that hard. I mean, anything that an admissions counselor can access should be like something they should be able to use, I think.
It's like pictures of your graduation, or you doing like community service and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder if like on the first page of my Google thing it says like my beer mile time. I don't imagine that's very good when
Germany.
employers are like looking me up. But basically, I mean, employers, Facebook, or admissions people, whatever. This is like your online identity. This is kind of like your resume in some ways in this new world. So
another thing to keep in mind is that it only said 38% had a negative impact. That means the other 62% either had like no impact, a neutral impact, or a positive impact. So also keep that.
Yeah, it said like 25% had a positive impact. So there was a big percentage that was kind of just like, who knows how they did the survey.
Yeah.
But
an interesting little tidbit
a
for you.
little tidbit if you're still looking for college.
Yeah.
Anyways, story number 3: Quinnipiac president bans independent news websites set up by the students. We got this from the Hartford Courant. Okay, so anyways, basically the president is on this vendetta against this independently started news website at the university. He's trying to ban internet access for them. He's trying to close like their little like society of journalists because he thinks that they're like aiding this independent news thing. It's basically just a news website that is supposed to. Okay, Kelly, what do you think?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Yeah.
This sounds to me like the university's president had an ego about a smaller issue, and then this cascaded or snowballed into like a huge issue, and so he's just like not changing his
Exactly.
ways. And so he's just like going to all these like ridiculous ends, even though he should have just like.
It's
called it
basically
quits
like their
back.
school probably has like a prior approval process, which is they do actually.
Yeah,
it's like
they do.
where basically the highest up of people at the university get like approval on the newspaper issue before it comes out.
Micromanage it.
So they micromanage it. Yeah, they wouldn't, for instance, allow them to have breaking news on the website. It would only get approved for like that issue when it came out. So obviously he used to have complete control over the media on the campus, and then now this independent news website comes along.
Yeah, called the Squad.
He's trying to stop, any type of independent thing like that. So I think it's bullshit. Yeah. It's online too. I mean, people should have freedom to access the internet on the campus.
Exactly. So. Let's take a look at one of our sponsors this week.
Yeah. Radar.net is the ultimate camera phone picture social network. It lets you share pictures privately with your friends by uploading them instantly and quickly right from your mobile phone. You snap a picture, email it, or MMS it with a caption, and it's online in a second. Check out their hot new website design, their mind-blowing Facebook app, and their exclusive galleries for such amazing things as college humor and dorm life, plus much more at Radar.net.
For example, just a little practical application here. We went karaoke last Friday. I think a total of 22 people came, and I just radared like all the awesome songs that we were singing that night.
You can even do videos too.
Yeah, you can even do videos. Yeah, and videos. Now for someone shotgunning a beer.
Very retarded.
You guys broke standard shotgunning rules.
Oh!
And you only drank half your beer.
Hi, sweetie. You know that kitchen sponge of yours? It has millions of tiny bacteria living in it. That's about as gross as when your father leaves the toilet seat up. But instead of throwing out your sponge every time it gets stinky, just sanitize it right there in your own kitchen. Just soak it under running water, then put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Or you can leave it in some boiling water for about 3 minutes. That should do the trick. Love ya, schmoopies. Look out for that care package soon.
All right, we're here with our home media center setup right here. Got an old little TV. You can see we have this laptop, which we'll get to, and these speaker systems right here.
Speaker systems. It's just a computer speaker system thing.
Exactly, just like a little
cheapo.
Two-speaker, 2.1, if you will. So what we did right here, our goal was to create a quote-unquote Apple TV. And to use this, we used something called the Videoland client, also known as VLC to most of the world. It's like a little orange traffic cone.
It's not an orange traffic cone. It's a piece of software.
Well, it's a piece of software.
But their little symbol is a traffic cone.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, we had access to an Apple TV all over the summer.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, and we realized that it's an amazing thing for a group of roommates because you can share music between one set of speakers. You can control the speakers from all different parts of the room.
But we don't have an extra $229 laying around, but we do have a few old junky computers. So we were going to try to just set up this laptop with one. And technically, I mean, it streams music and it streams video through the speakers, and eventually we'll have it hooked up to our TV. So we'd also be able to stream a show from our own laptops to the TV. But caveat here, it does not work as well as advertised. It works as well as the price point would indicate, which is free. One problem is, since you're streaming over Wi-Fi, you get a lot of packet loss, and normally you don't notice that when you're surfing the net or whatever, because your computer just requests the same packet again. But when you're dealing with music, it skips a lot. So
it's not that bad. It really wasn't that bad. It's there were times when it was perfectly smooth for 10 songs, what I mean. But then there were times when it was just a train wreck, and especially when more than one computer tries to stream at once.
That's just a disaster.
Then it's just like a remix. It's just completely there's no point.
Yeah.
But so go through the setup here. We kind of
So we looked at a few different options and finally decided on VLC. We just took a look at this tutorial that you see on your screen right now. It is for an older version of VLC, but you should be able to figure out what everything corresponds to in the newer version of VLC. And VLC is pretty cool. What I did is I first set up the laptop right here that we plugged the headphone thing into. As kind of just something that's can accept any sort of stream. You just set this up as kind of the client or whatever. And you say, just, if anyone sends me an audio stream on this port, play it through my speakers.
And that's through VLC on
and
the computer too.
That's through VLC.
And so VLC is multi-platform and stuff like that, so it works on his little Linux machine that we got here.
That's a really good point. So VLC will work on Linux, Mac OS 10, Windows,
So-
just about anything.
Wait, can you get iTunes for your Linux machine?
No, you can't.
No. So like you can't even use an Apple TV with a Linux guy. You
Yeah.
can do the VLC baby
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And by the way, VLC just came out with a new version, so you should download that before you do this because it's also a little bit more of an iTunesy interface.
Yeah.
So it's like easier to
yeah,
deal with a little bit.
it looks a little nicer. And then so like after that,
Right, yeah.
we set up like each of these servers, which is kind of weird because for every computer that you want to control this, you'll have to set it up as almost like a server.
Mm-hmm.
And so that server, you just load in a playlist, tell it to play the music, and it streams to the computer at this IP address. So,
Right.
and it all once we found that VLC was going to be the best solution, it all kind of went off without a hitch. I was pleasantly surprised. And if you don't want it to skip, I'd recommend looking or wiring everything together. We're just using
Right.
wireless right now, which is probably
Even
why.
if you. And by the way, speaking of wireless, for the college student, also, you're not going to be able to pull this off through the school's wireless
No.
network or anything like that. We have our own illegal wireless router in the back there, and
Yeah.
that's through which we route the whole entire like server. So all the
Yeah.
computers are communicating with that router, and then that router is communicating with this computer instead of going through the fancy school network, which is not so fancy.
Yeah. All right. So, well, that was our attempt at making like an Apple TV for our dorm room. If you have any suggestions or like if you've done it any different ways, just send us an email at dear@hackcollege.com. We'd really love to hear what you guys have come up with.
Well, that's it, and thanks for joining us today. You can visit hackcollege.com for all of your collegiate hackery needs, or you can visit hackcollege.com/HP and see how you could win a free laptop that HP gave us. But we get to judge the winners, and all you have to do is send in your computer sob story with a picture of your computer setup at current time.
Otherwise, if you want to reach us, you can email me at kelly@hackcollege.com or Chris at his name likewise. In the meantime, I'm Kelly Sutton.
And I'm Chris Lazinski. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
But unfortunately, I ain't up for